Hey and hello, today we are going to create this muff. Let's have a look how it looks like. Okay, and here we've got a technical drawing. So it's going to be quite challenging to keep all the dimensions, but I think we can do it. First, we need to adapt our units. All the drawings are in millimeters. So let's go to the Scene tab and in the length property choose millimeters. Let's add a cylinder. Shift A, mesh and cylinder. It's huge, but we need to change it. Vertices, I will type 100. Radius, we can see that it's 50, but it's diameter, so radius will be 25. And the depth is our height, which will be 10. The base is done. Now we need to make this part. So let's change our 3D cursor. I will put it on top of it. So cursor to selected. And now let's add a new cylinder. And we'll change radius to 8 and the height will be 30. Now we need to move it up by half of it, which will be 15. So GZ 15. And it should be placed exactly on top. Now we can join them. So Ctrl J. Let's get rid of this face. Let's select everything and hide it for a second and get rid of this face because we want to make a better topology. Select this edge and this edge, right click and choose Bridge Edge Loops. And our topology looks much better. Now we need to make a hole on the top. We can see that our face should be 2 millimeters thick. So we can do it by inserting face, type E to insert faces and now type 2 and it will be our thickness. Press enter and now let's extrude it down by 40 millimeters. So extrude minus 40. Now we've got this face on the bottom. So let's delete it. Let's delete the big face as well and do the same thing as we done before. Select one edge, other one and bridge edge loops. Ta-da! Our muff is done. Now we need to create 4 holes. We still have our cursor 3D in the middle, which is fine. So let's create a new cylinder. Shift A and choose cylinder, 3 millimeters in here and the rest can stay as it is. Okay, we want to make sure that our cylinder is a little bit longer than the base. So it extends a little bit below and above. It should be 10 millimeters from the side or 15 millimeters from the middle. So this is really important. Let's go to the top view and move it G, X and type 15. We can duplicate it so we can distribute it by 90 degrees. I will change transform pivot point to 3D cursor and now I will Shift D to duplicate, scale X -1 to put it on the other side. Now let's select both of them, Shift D to duplicate, rotate Z 90. We can select them all and join them into one object and we can use Boolean modifier to make holes. Add modifier, generate Boolean, select little cylinders and choose difference. Now if we hide those cylinders, you can see that we've got 2 holes, but it doesn't really work as we expect. So what was the problem? The first problem is the scale, because when I scale it by -1, you can see that our scale is not okay. So let's apply it, Ctrl A and choose scale. That is better, but still doesn't fix our problem. The other problem is when you scale by -1, you invert the face's direction. And you can have a look if you go to this viewport overlay menu and turn face orientation, we can see that 2 of those are in red, which means that the face orientation is not correct. So let's enter edit mode, select everything, go to mesh, normals and recalculate outside. Now it's much better. Let's turn off face orientation and hide this. And as you can see, everything is okay now. We can right click and choose shade auto smooth and our muff is ready. At the end we can apply our Boolean modifier. So let's apply it. Let's have a look at our topology. which isn't perfect because we don't have quads all around, but our goal was to have this item made with proper dimensions, which would be really hard to do if we wanted to keep the whole topology made of quads. But if you want to print it in the 3D printer or just render it, that should be fine. So well done, and I will see you next time.